again, I say things that people disagree with probably. I think China needs to help Japan understand what they did wrong. Ah, can you believe it? I'm saying the victim needs to help the criminal understand what they did wrong. Ah, I would say it's another thing about society that I hope is true. It gets better, more fair, more justice, more truth. Which is another reason for anxiety. Last 20 years has obviously gone the other way. Well, maybe you should look at what's happening in China, however. China today, China gives me hope. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube about people going to China to see what's happening. Maybe that'll help. Things like poverty alleviation projects in China. I would say China today is my bad guy. Tibet, the attempted land grabs from Japan, Taiwan. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna say that the reality is not like that. That a lot of that is anti-China propaganda. And that I think you should look at what China thinks about those things. It's yeah, I'm gonna suggest to you that maybe what you think you know is not the truth. Now, the Chinese don't say the whole truth either, obviously. Everybody is self-serving to some extent. And I do have some criticisms of what China does, but it's not nearly as bad as that. But I mean, on the topic of propaganda and misinformation... Oh, we're at the arch already. How is it? I don't know what you mean by not as bad as that, but I'm referring to the way they've re-educated the Tibetan people, the camps, etc., of which there are confirmed pictures. I mean, can I just ask you to try to find your way to the other side of YouTube? To the other side that's not anti-China? Uh... Hmm. Okay. Let me try and link. Howard says this is from BBC World News. I honestly don't get news from YouTube or Facebook. Yeah, no, BBC is definitely anti-China propaganda, however. Howard says I'm too old, I still trust the old sources. Yeah, I wish BBC was what they were in the past. Um, okay, I mean, I'm gonna ask you, please, 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 please. Does that Jerry is a guy who lives in China. He is from the UK, I believe. He lived in Australia for a while. He currently lives in China. That one. Oh, this is in the way. How is this? Okay, I'll watch later, but on a theoretical level, why trust Jerry over Newsmax or Facebook or BBC? Because Jerry lives in China. BBC does not live in China. Jerry is not paid by anyone. BBC is paid. Alva says, yeah, but Jerry could have ulterior motives. He could. I'm not saying trust him blindly. I'm saying see his perspective. I mean, yeah, look, I think the only thing I'm gonna do is ask you to look at the propaganda from the other side as well, and then decide which side is closer to the truth, in your opinion. China also does propaganda, I'm not saying they don't, right? And there are plenty of like people these days, it's become rather popular, YouTubers just visiting China. China has recently opened up their visa policy. A lot of countries can just go in for like maybe 2 weeks or a month, visa free. So it's very easy these days to just travel to China and take a look around. Howard says he has a lot of videos. He does have a lot of videos. Some of the best ones are where he actually travels to the places himself. Alright, this one. Okay, what do I do about this? I guess put the wall in. I mean, I guess the other thing is to, like, I don't know. Can you travel? Can you travel to China and see for yourself? Howard says, nope, I don't travel. Yeah. Oh wait, so beside the staircase, I need this to be cobble. Right, let me do that one there. Alright, more cobble, more snow. How much am I gonna need? Let me just grab 5. There's so much misinformation these days. I mean, maybe there always was, and people just didn't realize it. Close this staircase. And so that goes to there, that goes to there. How do I feel about this? Alright, good enough. And then back out here. That there. Upside down stairs. Yeah, however, like, I really, really have to say that the BBC version of China is not the version of China that I know. It just really isn't. That there. There, there. Howard says, fair enough. I realize there is no such thing as truth in reporting these days, if there ever was. Ah, I wish it was better, however. I wish it... I mean, going back to this long-term benefit of society. I mean, there's always been propaganda, of course. But it's really not to the long-term benefit of society. Let's go back here. How is this just slightly more true than those guys? I mean, maybe I'm being a bit idealistic. I do think the truth will come back to... Like, you can't hide the truth forever. I do think that the truth is a good long-term strategy. But I mean, maybe I'm being idealistic. As in, if you don't do propaganda, in the long term you'll be better off. I think. I don't have any evidence that this is true. Harvard says 1984 speaks to the idea that the truth will come out. Yes. Yes, I mean, it's not a new idea. I'm not saying that I have any new ideas here. I do think so. I do think so. Says I don't think you're gonna agree with the novel then. It's okay. The point of the novel is to make you uncomfortable, right? There for now. But it's not just blind faith, okay? The truth. The thing is, if your ideas are not consistent with the reality, you'll make mistakes. And those mistakes will eventually destroy you if you don't correct them. What do I mean? It's like, if you believe something is true when it's not, then you will make decisions based on the wrong assumptions.